In this video, I will be demonstrating how to make the most basic chainmail weave that looks something like this. It's just looping two rings together to make a mesh almost of rings. But I will not be using as small rings as that. I will be using larger rings like this, so you can see what I'm doing. So what you will need for this project is 2 sets of pliers, which I have here. I recommend the sets or pliers that don't have any teeth in them, like these ones, which you can get these at theringlord.com, as seen there, for $20 each, which is maybe a little bit expensive for first timers or beginners, but they also have these, which are about $7 a piece, and they work just as well. But for these larger rings, I will be using these more hefty pliers here that I have. The next thing you'll need is some sort of jig. I've got mine set up here. This is my jig I use for making monkey ball necklaces with paracord, and I've just kind of rigged it to work with chainmail. So on this line I have up here, right here, this is where I will be doing my chainmail. So starting off, you want to take a ring, and actually want to do this for multiple rings. You want to take it, and you can see how it's open, and you just want to close it. So kind of will look like that. You want to do that for several rings. I'll recommend, just for getting the hang of it, probably want to do at least 7 to start with. Is that this will be the base for which you will be doing everything else off of. And once you get that done, which this is the last one, I believe, I'm going to take all of those rings you just closed and string them up on your line. And I'm going to wrap this on my dowel rod over here, just to keep it up, and so I don't have to hold it up the whole time. So there's that. And now I've got all my rings up on the line. Okay, this is where you actually start doing stuff. You're going to take a ring here. We're going to open it up. See that it's open like that? We're going to take 2 rings up here. I'm going to go through them both. Bring it around below. And close it. The next ring, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to move over a ring and attach this other ring. So I'm going to go in. Oops, not those. Bring it around. We're going to close it. And you're going to do that for the whole string. Grab 2. Bring it around, close it. Grab that one, get the other one, bring it around, and close it. And for me, this is the easier direction to go. Out of the 2, you will have to know how to do. Now on this last ring, when you're coming to the end, you're going to want to make sure that you're putting the same number of rings on bottom here, or on the row you're working on, as the row you started with. So right now I've got 6 rings on the bottom and 7 on the top. So with this last ring here, what we're going to do is put it through this single ring out here on the top and leave it out by itself, kinda. So now you have something kind of like that. So now, for the others, getting the next row down, you're going to have to take the pliers and the ring and open it the other way, opposite of what you had before. Like, so before, you would open it like this. So you'd have left side up or back when you're looking at it. But now you want it down or forwards. So now, I'm going to come over here to the end, go through the second to last and the last rings. And then we're going to switch that back like that. And do the same thing, only shifting over once. Going through the third to last and the second to last. And closing it. Fourth to last, third to last, close it. See if I can get this closer, maybe. Okay. Fifth to last, fourth to last. Oops, lost it there. And here we're nearing the end. So we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on the right end, but we're going to do it here on the left end. And that's, we're going to grab this ring right here and leave it by itself with this ring. So now we've got 3 even rows. Just like that. And you can go on, do this for however far you want. Just alternate going one way to the right, and then the next row go back to the left. And eventually, if you go long enough and try hard enough, you can end up with something like this, which this is just kind of a sample piece I made, and it's using 18 gauge, I believe they're 1/4 inch rings, and there's about 1,000 of them in this piece. It's about 1 foot long and maybe 3.5, 4 inches tall. So, and it took forever to make, so if you want to make a suit of armor, I don't recommend using this size of ring. In fact, what I am using is a bigger diameter of ring than the small ones here, but not as big as these. This is a 16 gauge 7/16 inch ring, and using it and a different weave, which you can check out in a different video that I have. You can make something looks kind of like this. This is what I would recommend for doing your suit of armor. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button down there, and if you want more content or more information, go ahead and subscribe to me and check out my other videos.